my weekend was okay. I got to see Father Gavis, Father, what's my name? What's my last name? Bettel? Gavis. Father Gavis? Bettel Gavis? What's my fucking name? And I just never, I just don't know. PapaGoose, that's great. That's wonderful. That makes it easy. PapaGoose. Father Gavis sounds like a corrupt priest or something. But yeah, so I was gone this weekend. I was seeing my dad came to visit. He finally got to see the tent after all this time. And that was interesting. I haven't talked to my dad, like I haven't been around my dad in a very long time. And nothing, you know, just kind of pick up where you leave off. But what I found interesting. Well, he's my dad, you guys. So he comes into the tent, and it's not really anything. It's not like, oh my god, the place looks so great. Oh my god, you know, how are you? That's not how my dad functions. He's a dad, so he walks into the place like, yep, oh cool, this is it. All right, nice. So nothing there. It's just that it's very, very my dad, and probably dads in general. It's very, very like, you know, it's not like, oh wow, this is, oh wow, and you have this on the, you put all this stuff on the walls, and oh my god, look what you got here. No, it's like, oh cool, oh this is nice, cool. I saw the photos, just like the photos, nice. He says cool, just like that, cool. I noticed something. So I have a bowl in my home. I have a bowl of Tootsie Rolls, Milk Duds, and Kit Kat bars and Reese's Cups. And Bettel 2 doesn't touch that shit. He doesn't touch it. He doesn't touch. And I'm always going to the kitchen and I'm grabbing one. And I'm grabbing one. And I'm always grabbing one. I'm grabbing one. You know, always getting one. Oh, but I like Tootsie Rolls a lot. I like Milk Duds a lot. Milk Duds are like my favorite. But then I noticed my dad started taking the candy. He's like, oh, you got all the good ones. You got Tootsie Rolls, you got Milk Duds, you got all the good. And I'm like, oh my god, wait a second. I got that from my dad. My dad loved Milk Duds, and my dad loved Tootsie Rolls. And my dad likes all that. I'm like, oh, that's such a like interesting little characteristic that I didn't remember. I'm like, oh, that's where I fucking got that. That's where I fucking, because he was like picking at them. He was looking at it. And I'm like, yeah, and we just ate like fucking Reese's Cups and fucking Tootsie Rolls and Milk Duds, and he loved those, because like Bettel 2 is not a candy guy, and I kind of am when it comes to the right candies. You know, my horse, it's such a dad thing. My horse has been blind in one eye. I don't know what happened to my horse, but like I had to put a eye patch on my horse, and he couldn't see out of his left eye, and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know what happened to my horse. And my dad is like, oh, I can fix the horse. I'll fix the horse. So my dad fixed the horse's eyeball, and very, very, very father and son moment where my dad showed me how to fix my horse's eyeball. So now I know how to fix my horse's eyeball when the time arises. You know, it's such a dad thing, because I wasn't gonna tell him. I was gonna be like, you know. He's like, hey, your horse's eyeball's out. It popped out of his head, and I'm like, oh yeah. I don't know what happened. He's like, yeah, well, you know, let's go fix it. But that's like fun for him. That's fun for him. Were you holding the flashlight? No, I did reach my hand into the horse's skull at one point and pulled out his eye. And for good measure, I did pull out my horse's other eye that was perfectly good and replaced it with a new eye. And I don't know how the horse felt about that, but it was screaming in misery. Screaming. Ah! It was just having the worst day of his life. But, you know, we had to do it. The horse needed new eyeballs. How else am I going to get around if the horse can't see? You know? Go.